Yeah. Thunderstruck. Trump's taking questions. Ramp up military in the Caribbean. The Caribbean or Caribbean? How would you say it?
I say Caribbean.
Either or.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Tomato, tomato.
Tomatoes, yeah. Potato, potato. You ever had anybody say potato to you? You like a potato?
Let's start doing that.
One time and I slapped her.
Did you? Again, with the violence towards women. God. It's like Ike Turner's in here. It's not really, people. That's horrible. Speaking of potatoes.
You mean potatoes.
Or potatoes. Speaking of potatoes, next week, Super Talk 99.7 WTN is broadcasting live. It's a week from today. It is our Nashville Rescue Mission More Than a Meal Radiothon presented by Mark Spain Real Estate. Monday, week from today, November 24th, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're all going to be there. Mandis, Hand, myself, Matt Murphy. We're trying to get our goal this year. Smash it. It's the More Than a Meal Challenge, raising 55,000 meals in 14 hours. A lot of great people are helping us make this possible, like Mark Spain, like Busy Bee, like Beacon, like Mission Care Mortgage. So if you have a chance, participate. If you want to learn more, visit 997WTN.com or NashvilleRescueMission.org. We look forward to you guys participating. It's a good thing, especially this time of year. It's a damn good thing. Remember how blessed we are in this country. Well, we're all fighting over stuff that's ridiculous. Although somebody did make a great point. Says, why the hell should we care about how much yams go up? Joking, because obviously, first of all, if you ask 100 people what a yam is, they'd be like, I have no idea what a yam is.
I don't plan on eating yams.
I don't know anybody.
What are they? Are they potatoes?
Yeah, it's a type of
It's a type of stupid, horrible potato.
Oh, they're potatoes.
They're potatoes.
They're orange.
Somebody's going to go, I make yams and they're great. My Aunt Ethel taught me these yams. We put special stuff on it. Really? You know what you should put on it?
Butter.
Oh, they're trash when you put them away because nobody likes a yam. I don't know what I had a yam when I was a kid. And I'm like, I will never do that again.
You know, as much as there's definitely people struggling out there right now and prices have gone up. But we sure got it better than just about any other country out there, even with our problems.
God, yeah. I mean, people have no idea how awesome our life is comparatively to everywhere else. We're whining about the cost. Yeah, the cost has gone up and it sucks. But when you do think about it, yeah, things are good. I've always said things are good. I've always said America's great. We never had to make America great again. America was always great. And we do have it better than a lot of other places. Not even close.
Statistically speaking, the people defined as poor in this country are in like the top 50% in the rest of the world.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a net worth of like $50,000, you live in America, you're like, I'm poor as dirt. Then you look around the world, you're like in the top 1%.
I mean, especially when you'd have to take out Africa for it to drop down.
Yeah. So it is, we're joking about yams. Like nobody, yeah, by the way, it's a sweet potato for those of you not keeping score.
I actually like yams.
Yams are my jams. It says 1578.
The only thing my grandmother used to put on yams that it just irritated the living crap out of me was she'd put marshmallows on top. And it's like,
yes,
I don't need this put on here.
That's what my grandmother used to First of all, I don't like marshmallows. I never liked marshmallows. I don't want them in my cocoa, right? The only thing is supposed to be in my cocoa. The only thing, whipped cream. That's it.
Well, I never understood the point of taking what is basically raw sugar and putting it on top of what is basically 100% carbohydrates.
Yeah. Oh, man. Now that I've had sweet potatoes, but I remember, all I can remember is what you just said about I just remember little marshmallows all over the yams. And I thought, ew.
I'd scrape it off and she'd be like, you need to eat that. I'm like, that's garbage.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Incoming raisin marshmallows or marshmallow raisins. Oh, God. They don't make those, do they? Please don't make those.
Sure they do somewhere. Hey, Keith, see if you can find some marshmallows with raisins in them.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, Keith, who owns Contours, I said like a month ago, I just can't stand it. Went on like a whole rant about how much I didn't like raisins. I think it was for Halloween, how stupid people stand up raisins for Halloween. It's just so ridiculous. And now he sends us so many raisin things. You
If
cannot believe.
if it's associated with raisins, Chad's gotten a box of it.
And what was it? Yesterday, he and I went golfing, and everybody's like, "Hey, you're the raisin guy. You're the raisin guy, Chad, on the radio." I'm like, "I'm the raisin guy." So there you go, raisin guy. Oh, Trump is holding a press conference in the Oval Office. Infantani, who is the guy speaking right now, the bald guy, that is the guy that runs FIFA. I think they're giving him Trump an award, like a Nobel Peace Prize, but for sports or something.
You want to dip in?
Yeah, let's dip in and see what they're saying.
That all fans coming from abroad or being here, they can experience a celebration of coming together of the sport, and this goes only with 100% safety.
We are communicating with all these mayors about what their responsibilities are. They know the safety and security of these events is their number one responsibility, and we'll be there. The president's always there to keep Americans safe, but he also makes sure the people that know their responsibilities and that they're prepared to host these events and do so in a safe manner.
Is there a timeline if that would happen?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
There was some news this morning from an Axios report that Senator Ted Cruz was laying the groundwork for a potential 2028 presidential run. Could I get your reaction to? Could you see yourself supporting?
Well, he's a friend of mine. I mean, I haven't spoken to him about it. It's a little early. It's 3.25 years. That's a long time. But he's a very good guy. He's a very good friend of mine. You remember we had quite a campaign against Ted, and it worked out quite nicely. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we're in the old one. But I'm not that surprised to hear that.
Mr. President, on the tariff exemptions, you had some recently on a variety of different goods. I'm wondering, are you ruling out going forward no more exemptions on products? You're mentioning a disagreement you had earlier.
We've taken in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariff money. We're going to be issuing dividends later on, somewhere prior to, probably in the middle of next year, a little bit later than that, of thousands of dollars for individuals of moderate income, middle income. We're going to pay down debt. We have a lot of money from tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, this nation would be in serious trouble. And we've taken in tremendous amounts of money. And you know what's more important than that? We've protected our businesses from being raided like we did with the chip business. Now we're bringing them all back. But we had 100% of the chip industry. And then they left. They went mostly to Taiwan and South Korea, but mostly Taiwan. And they have almost 100%. And we're going to have, within a short period of time, a big percentage of the chip business are coming back because of tariffs, because they don't want to pay the tariffs, because the tariffs will be very steep if they don't come back, and they've committed to come back. As you probably heard, Apple is now up to $700 billion. We have NVIDIA at $600 billion. We have tremendous amounts of money pouring in. Our country has become amazing again and really, really rich again. I will say this. We have a decision we're waiting for. It's a very big decision.
Yeah, that's Trump there. I don't know what he's... By the way, the tariff thing, can you be more like, we're going to give you guys $2,000? How does that make you feel? Up or down?
Like we're going to get some more inflation.
Yeah, it feels like you're trying to buy votes. And by the way, this is all still, remember last week, the math don't math. We're going to give out, he's going to give out $2,000 to how many people or families? Out of that, the U.S. is going to be upside down anywhere between $100 billion and $300 billion, depending on how much we give out and what kind of means testing there's going to be. And this is all the while we're still waiting for the decision from the Supreme Court on whether or not they're going to allow these tariffs to stand.
And I love how we're going to pay down the debt was secondary, which should be the one thing that it's focused on.
Yeah.
Why can't we just give the equivalent of $2,000 per every American household to the debt?
There you go.
Like, if we can just dish out $2,000 dividends to everybody, why couldn't we just roll down the debt with it?
It's a great question. I mean, that's First of all, let everybody get their own check to give to the government for the debt, right? Because Trump's going to want to send out checks with his face on it. Remember that when he was trying to do that?
And his signature, probably.
Oh, my God. Oh, totally.
It'll be right above the Treasury Secretary.
And it'll be right above, show up to vote. Yeah, it's. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. It is. We can't afford it. Like, what part of the math not mathing doesn't that? I mean, if you're going to say something, a very urban hip thing, math ain't mathing.
They're just not serious about the debt.
No, they're not. They're not serious about that. They use the debt to get everybody worked up about it. And then what's going to happen in a few years? They're going to come to everybody and go, hey, guys, remember when we said Social Security was going to run out of money? Well, good news. You're still going to get some. Bad news is we ran out quicker, and you're only going to get 60%. Oh, did you guys think we were kidding about the math not mathing?
And only for a year.
Yeah, only for a year. Then it's going to be 44%. Then you're going to have to eat yourself. The math don't math. It just doesn't. And no, I just... The tariff
and in the
money.
Meantime, that and Medicare both have, what is it supposed to be, close to $100 trillion in unfunded liabilities?
You think it's about that, right around there?
Between the two of them?
Between the two of them,
Yeah.
right around there?
Something like that.
Yeah. That's not... You can't sustain that. You can't spend at these kind of levels. And by the way, we're still in deficit spending. They didn't. It's not like they broke even here.
$1.8 trillion this year in deficit.
$1.8 trillion. So, and I know a lot of people out there is like, well, I want that money. Well, that sounds great. So you want free money from the government? That's not, because what it is if you want to talk about socialism, talk about actually taking other people's money, being people who paid the tariffs, which are not foreign countries. They paid very little of it. And then transferring that over to you. I thought it was all about, when I was told this was about paying down the debt, besides bringing all this manufacturing back.
You'll get a $2,000 check and then $5,000 in inflation.
How's that working out for you?
Yeah, man. I mean, they're just going to jack prices up. Once those checks go out, everything's going to get more expensive.
Yeah. Well,
it's quote unquote free money.
Yeah, the free money, you find out, you're going to get, like you said, $5,000 inflation. If you think Thanksgiving could be more expensive this year, wait till next year. What happened to fiscal responsibility? And I'll tell you what happened. We don't have any real conservatives fiscally outside of a few.
Thomas Massey,
who gets yelled at all the time he always votes no and all the money I want to spend. Outside of him, you don't have anybody. They all say they're fiscal hawks. None of them are fiscal hawks. None of them care. They want to spend the same amount of money or more just on their side of the aisle.
Well, Rand's pretty...
He's pretty consistent that way.
You know who I do see constantly beating that drum, though, and then voting the other way is Mike Lee from the Freedom Caucus.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, pick a lane and jump into it.
Well, they all, they're all afraid. That's the problem. They're all terrified. They're terrified of what might happen to them. They're terrified of getting the wrath. They're terrified of being honest because, they're worried about what the online will say about them. They're worried about, will Trump go and come after me? Here's the thing. Are we in debt? Yes. Should we spend any more? If you were running your household and you were this much in debt and you thought to yourself, let's just take some more money and spend the hell out of it, not worry about trying to get ourselves up, Dave Ramsey would lose his mind.
We're going to get our house repossessed. Yeah, but that's not for another 2 years.
That's all right.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We'll hide the car. They'll never be able to find it. So insane. All right, coming up, we'll talk a little bit about Venezuela. We've also got some Epstein stuff, bunch of other goodies on the way. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Busy Bee right now has got some great things for you. Let me tell you something about Busy Bee that's awesome. Okay, first and foremost, the good they do. They got the 93 are free when it comes to your mainline clearance right now. And you don't want things to go sideways when it comes to your family coming to visit. You guys get where I'm going with that. That's why you should check out their 93 or free mainline opening special, as long as single family homes, okay, with a clean out. Top of that, they got great opportunities for you to get great things like Your favorite recipe could get you $2,000 off a new HVAC install. Runners-up get $1,000. Winners are going to be announced Facebook Live November 21st. And remember, if you got a clogged drain, 93 are free mainline opening right now. $93. That's it. Offer valid for single-family homes only. Call 775-7833. That's 775-7833. And then there's something else about Busy Bee that's amazing, and that's all the great things they do when it comes to helping people out, including things for, like, say, your coat. You need a coat. You need help. They've got stuff they're doing for people out there, which is amazing. So find out everything the Busy Bee can do for you. Call them today, no matter what you got when it comes to an issue. They're amazing, and they take care of our community. You can call them 775-7833 or visit busybeehvac.com. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, where comfort meets care.
All right, drivers north of downtown trying to get to downtown, you got to crash off on the right shoulder, 65, right there at the downtown north split. And the Tennessee Department of Human Services says full SNAP benefits are being restored. We'll tell you when, coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Snap!
Oh, snap.
I don't know. I know they got a little bit. I don't know how much. The average person, by the way, in SNAP gets like $187.
It was like 60%, wasn't it?
I think that's what it was supposed to be. And I don't think everybody got everything they were supposed to. So, we shall see. We shall see. It is, again, we are blessed to live in this country. And a lot of you get angry because you hear me like, oh, you criticize Trump. Let me tell you something. Criticizing Trump, you should criticize every politician. He's not a god. He's not. And the fact that politicians are terrified of him is also hilarious. At least for Thomas Massey's not. But did you see Laura Loomer come after him and his wife, his new wife, basically suggesting like
Laura
he did
Loomer's
something?
An idiot.
She is.
She is just. She's not even a pundit. She's just an ass kisser.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's crazy.
For some reason, she thinks she's the gatekeeper of what is or isn't truly conservative.
Well, as long as it has to do with Israel. Let's always remember that. That's always no. She's America first, and by America first, I mean Israel, and then whatever's left for America. But going after Massey, I'm like, what's? Well, because he says no, and he's not MAGA. Good. By the way, MAGA is what? If I ask 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different answers. For my little brother and the I guess it would be that. They're not millennials. I guess they're Gen Z. And when my sister, they're millennial. She's a millennial. They were concerned about Epstein. They were concerned about the rising cost for a younger generation. They were concerned about the amount of, opportunities they saw disappearing. And they feel like they've been completely let down. And that the rich are getting richer. For an older generation, it's all about immigration. It's all about this. It's all about that. Conservatives, you kind of know exactly what a conservative is. And we don't have a conservative. That's why we have our spending that's out of control. Because the math don't math. And by the way, he said next year, don't be surprised if you get nothing.
I hope we don't, because that's just going to inject more money into the money supply and cause more inflation.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Jason, I'm not a communist, you fool. Jason's messing with us.
I think Jason's drunk again.
He is. Good for him. But the reality is we've got a problem when it comes to our spending. And somebody's mentioned earlier, there's a really good documentary out about our spending was always meant to be out of control, because what it does is it sets up in perpetuity paying back a whole bunch of people that are enjoying what's going on and making money off of it. It was never meant to be something where we balanced and or had a surplus. Now, some of that can be true, but then you also run the risk of getting to the point where it's so expensive that it becomes top heavy, and now you have something that costs, just to service the debt, it costs more than some of our entitlements.
$1 trillion a year to service the debt.
Yeah.
That's money that could be in people's pockets being spent on things that they want and need, but instead the government is taking it and spending it very unwisely.
Yeah, very unwisely. And again, what is it about when it comes to spending? They hate spending. We are fiscal hawks. But if you want to spend $2 trillion over here instead of over there, that'd be fantastic. Because my donors want that. They're liking that. Again, was it $1.8 trillion spending deficit this year?
Yeah, 1.8.
I thought it was going to come down. It's not. It's not coming down because they all enjoy spending. It's like their past. If we could have an Olympics of spending, we would medal every time.
Gold.
We platinum, and we'd produce it ourselves.
With your tax money. Or we'd print it.
Otherwise, free.
Free. That's right. It's free. Now, if you guys could give me the money so I can make it free, that'd be fantastic. By the way, somebody said 0152, MAGA is 6'7". 6'7", which means meaningless. That's what he says there. So we got some other fun stuff to talk about here. Coming up, I want to talk about the battle that's going on in MAGA because I think it's a very real battle. They're fighting, first of all, for the future of what MAGA might be, which I don't know if MAGA has a future. I think it's going to do a lot of the Tea Party. It's going to settle into something new because I think MAGA has a person that's leading it, but I don't think there's anybody else that's going to take it on and lead it that way. Talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. What are we going to do with Venezuela? Hopefully nothing. Hopefully he smartens up and he just, I don't know where he's going to go. I mean, that's the issue right there. It's like, where does he go? What nation wants him? Maduro. You're going to have to pay for the privilege to live somewhere. Probably not staying in South America. Where do you think he would go? Middle East? Huh? See?
Europe, maybe?
Yeah. Is China?
Unless one of the other more stable countries down there would be willing to let him come in and just live a quiet life. No. I mean, that is an interesting question. By the way, he sang this weekend. I told you guys he sang. If you guys don't know this, he was telling everybody, we got to be friends and blah, just doing then he sang Imagine. Hey, he's not going to let Zelensky pull one up over on him.
No. Here we go.
Imagine us people.
I'm still hungry. We're out of zoo animals.
We've lost it all. Somebody please help us. Imagine all the peoples. Somebody starts playing. He's like, that's all I know. There's no more. Please no. Dude, he is, he better hope that they figure out a way to hide this Epstein stuff. We'll let you know. But he's already said you guys can have everything, and he's willing to talk. And Trump's like, yeah, we're willing to talk to him. And it's interesting. So there's a guy that America recognizes that won last year. Their horrible election that everybody knew he won, but still Maduro kept power. And that guy, he has no real power, though, inside of the country, and he doesn't have a lot of allies. Then there's a woman that we supposedly have a deal with. She's the one who won the Nobel Peace Prize. And somehow we have a 100-hour thing where we could move her in if indeed that happened. But here's the issue. My fear is we're going to go in because we're great at doing what, guys? We're great at replacing one, and then the other, we got you out of there. But that one doesn't hold the country together. There's a civil war, or turns their back on the people and us. And then we sit back and go, well, this was a bad experiment. Oh, well. So we'll see what takes place. But as long as he's singing, imagine all the peoples living inside yourself. Oh, just like my grandfather.
Just Peebo Bryson.
It's so awesome. He just started laughing. People were, yeah, Cuba. Somebody said go to Cuba. Well, Cuba's got to be next, right? Cuba absolutely has to be next on the things that we're going to slowly but surely twist. I mean, at this point in time, what is left in Cuba? They got cars that barely run, all from the 1940s and 50s.
But they do have the best health care in the world. And we know that because they told us.
Yeah. And they have no medicine. I could fix you, but no medicine. I could say that. Their health care is great. Their education system might be great. But it doesn't matter, right? Because we have choked them off to the point of nothing. And the fact that they're still going strong, man, that is some stubbornness when you think about it.
When they lost the Soviet Union as a subsidizer, I really thought that was going to be the end of them.
I know, but they've held on.
What was that, 30 years ago? Wasn't it like 94 when...
Well, 92 when everything really fell apart. 91, 92, like when everything was just done.
When Gorbachev basically dissolved the country and started the Confederation of Independent States.
Yeah.
So that's been a long time is the point, and they're still, head above water.
Yeah. So it is, it's funny, it's the Moreau doctrine. He's bringing the hemisphere to heal. To heal for what? Like... To what? To bend their knee to us? They're all bend their knee to us. The entire globe will if we ask them to. I mean, I don't know what's... You don't think that we control all the stuff? You don't think our CIA is really angry that all this, we got to blow all this cocaine up because we got our cocaine and it's not getting through the way we like. So look, we have got some issues here in this country. I mean, compared to the rest of the world, we're doing all right. So just want to point that out. America's great. Why? Because of Americans, not because of politicians. Politicians don't make our lives better. They can make our lives more of a pain in the ass. They can make it worse. They can be more frustrating, but they're not making our lives that much better. It's America and Americans. And we've gotten out over our skis and our lunacy. This weekend, obviously the Epstein stuff, which is causing hell for a lot of people, especially the president. So let's go over it again. I'm going to call anybody who's going to sign on to this into my office or threaten them to not do it and threaten any Republican who even thinks about this. Then I'm going to tell Pam Bondi what a hoax it is, but just in case it's not a hoax, you should go investigate, but only the Democrats. By the way, Reid Hoffman, who was a big Democrat muckety-muck and fundraiser and guy, he said, yeah, release everything. They're like, we should investigate him. He goes, release every word. Oh, don't. That didn't work. I'm for releasing everything. And if it takes everybody down, including the president, I don't care. Because they were supposed to be different. They were supposed to be the protectors. You can't sit here and tell me that we should go protect women in sports, but not women with dirty old men. Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But Marjorie Taylor Greene has been, I think she's one of those. It's so weird because I've had so many run-ins, and she just drove me crazy for so long. The Jewish space lasers. You remember the whole space lasers thing? Was it Hawaii they burned down or whatever? But she's driven me crazy because she said a lot of crazy stuff. This weekend, she apologized about that.
I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country. And it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions. And I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another, and we need to figure out a new path forward that is focused on the American people, because as Americans, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we have far more in common than we have differences. Yeah. And we need to be able to respect each other with our disagreements.
And a lot of people are like, oh, she's not this or she's not that. No, what she really is, I think she cares about America. I think she also looks around. She goes, I got adult kids. They can't leave my house. They should have their own lives. And I also think that, maybe every once in a while somebody has this come to Jesus moment where they're like, this isn't right. She recognized that she became a celebrity. It was worth it to her to grow her brand, to say ridiculous things, to get on to Fox or to get on to CNN or to MSNBC or to get liked and retweeted and to get on every YouTube show that was out there. It was worth it because it built her brand. And she said about the whole Epstein thing, I don't think Trump's on it. So has Thomas Massey. But we have the right to know. We should want to know. Absolutely. But that right there, what she said, if we learn nothing else from it, is where we should be looking at. How do we come together and become a stronger union that is about America? That's what I care about. Everybody always wants to choose a side. I choose the side that's best for us. Best for America. Do I want Trump to succeed? I want all presidents to succeed. Because if they don't succeed, it sucks for all of us. But we have to be honest about where we are. That, like, even with the Epstein stuff anymore, this is strictly about what? Strictly about politics. This isn't about what's best for America. It's what's best for the party. Trust me, both sides realize there's probably mutually assured destruction in a lot of these, how should we put it? Whatever files are still left, by the way. Because if you don't think that they're all being lit on fire right now, it probably looks like when they're trying to elect a pope.
The CIA is notorious for doing
that. Yeah, they'll tell you we roast everything. The FBI keeps all the crap.
We'll burn our own house down if we have to.
Yeah, I mean, watch. Go look at any time. There's always a CIA agent in all of the embassies. Why is that? Because when push goes, the shove, and all of a sudden stuff hits the fan, they're getting rid of everything they possibly can. So, but we need to have a conversation with each other in America. What do we want? Yeah, we want affordable things. We want us to be able to move forward as a nation. We want a strong border, but a fair border. We don't want corruption. We're sick and tired of this corporate insanity that we see with these guys all play footsie and they get whatever the hell they want. And the rest of us are sitting around going, well, it feels like they're getting way further away. And unaffordability is, not something that we're told is made up. Oh, you're just making that up like it's the boogeyman. Watch out. There's unaffordability under your bed. No, there's not. We need civil, discourse in this country, conversations again. And we don't really get that anymore because everybody's more interested in pleasing the tribe rather than going, you know what? I don't care about my team because my team your team shouldn't be this or that. Your team should be America. That's it. Should be America. We should want more from our leaders and we should try harder ourselves. All right, coming up. I think Matt's here. So I'm wandering around, I think. It's hard to tell. Sometimes he's here really early, and other times he sneaks right in at the bell. We'll have him joining the show straight ahead. This is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. It's going to be a good day, he says. I heard Matt say that. It is going to be a good day. Why is that? Tell me.
I don't know. Oh, very loud.
You got fun stuff on the horizon for all?
I hope so. We're going to talk to a pilot about, we will have a Southwest pilot in studio at some point during the show, and we will talk about some of the trials and travails of dealing with air traffic during the government shutdown and how it's going now and why some of these systemic issues are beyond just a government shutdown. That should be fun. I'm just very curious as to how they do their business.
Yeah.
What's a pilot's day like? And what do you, when you get to work? You just sipping coffee, waiting on your plane to get ready, or what?
Ask him if he ever left the keys to the plane at home.
I know, right? Or this is always my favorite is when you fly and it's always a bummer. Don't get me wrong, but when you're in the waiting area, you're getting ready to board, or worse still, you've already gotten on the plane and they tell you there's a mechanical issue, and people get so mad. I was like, well, did you want them to tell us when we're in the air?
Yeah.
I think this is the time to find out.
Yeah, and thank God they told you before you got on the plane, because that's even worse. It's like, have you ever sat on the plane for hours and they pulled back to you?
Oh, my God. I've probably been like an hour. I don't know what I would do on one of those that they make you sit there for like 7 hours.
Oh, I've been on one that was like 4 hours, and they pulled back and they let us off.
And you at some point you're trying to debate, do I just get arrested to get off this plane?
Yeah.
That's what I would start debating in my head. Is like, do I do something to get arrested just so I can get off the plane and pay the fine and do whatever?
At what point do you say, okay, I'm done with this? Or do you even say, is my trip worth it at this point, especially if you're taking a short trip somewhere?
Well, in some of those situations, right, they won't even let you off. If you're like, I don't want to be on this plane anymore. Nope, too bad, you're on.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it. But
I want to find out about mechanical problems in the air via a loud bang or fire coming from the engine. That'd
always
be fun.
good. George, it's one of my favorite George Carlin bits on air travel. If you have a chance, if you care at all about George Carlin, go listen to his. It's about 15 minutes on air travel. It's so brilliant, but he goes through some of that stuff, and he talks about a plane going down at 30,000 feet, or that when the oxygen mask lowers, and he's talking about the announcements that in the event of a loss of cabin pressure, please place oxygen masks on your young children prior to placing them on yourself. And he's like, lady, if this plane's going down at 30,000 feet, at 600 miles an hour into the ocean, I think it's time for old Junior over here to learn a little self-reliance.
It is.
Anyway.
It's
There's that. We're going to get the Epstein files tomorrow, right?
No.
Right?
No. Not tomorrow.
Why not
Probably
tomorrow?
Not all of them unredacted.
Why not tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow's the vote in the House. Then it goes to the Senate.
This is how stupid I think this discussion has become. Because no matter what happens from here on out, groups of people will say, well, that's not the real Epstein files. Or groups of people will say, well, a lot of the stuff that was in there is no longer in there. Depending on what's in there, groups of people will claim, much like they do with JFK, it's become a conspiracy now because they waited too long. And now, no matter what's released, people will not be satisfied.
These files
just
have
mark
been
my
scrubbed.
words. Yeah, they've been. Well, they've removed stuff.
Well, let's be real. If you have something to worry about and you're a Trump supporter, you're on his team,
or if you're a Democrat,
or if you're a Democrat, and you're big donors. By the way,
let's not pick on the Trump supporters. Let's say everybody, because there's a lot of there are plenty of Democrats on the damn thing too.
You don't tell everybody just go investigate all of the Democrats. So if you had Republicans that did something wrong. But the whole thing is, anybody who's a big donor or has anything to do with it, you got a smile on your face because
Well, but here's my question: why do the women not name names?
Well, they've been told not to name names.
By whom?
By their lawyers.
So what?
What do you mean? So what?
There are plenty of people that would pay every dime of their legal expenses.
Well, I think you're going to get that now. I think you're going to get that now.
So my question over the weekend, they're like, well, we want the government. Why are we waiting on the government? Why don't we just start naming names? If you know names, name them, and people will come forward and they will pay your legal expenses.
I hope so.
I mean, what's the problem with that?
I hope. Well, I think we're going to get some of that. Some of them have named names, but some of them are, I don't know why. Apparently there's 1,000 of them.
Let's go.
Come out.
Let's name names.
Yeah.
What Marjorie Taylor Greene said she knew names. Why doesn't Thomas Massey name names?
Thomas Massey says he can name 20 names, and he can do it on the floor without the fear of being sued.
Well, then why doesn't he do it?
I think he will do it. I think the whole thing is
why hasn't he already done it if he's so insistent about getting these names into the public? Why hasn't he done it?
Now you have to ask him. But here's my thing: is, do you think nothing happened?
No, I think plenty happened.
Do you think people should be held accountable?
Of course.
Well, then nobody's ever going to be held accountable except for the one guy who's dead, and we don't know how he died. Probably a mystery. He slipped.
No. I want all of the truth out in the public. But we're never
going to get all of the truth, and that's the thing I think that frustrates us. Because
that's what frustrates me.
They're going to run the clock out. We're never going to get all the truth. And we had a chance to do it, and it was.
But the people saying that they want the truth, who say they have some of the truth, aren't telling us the truth either, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why, but I do know that. I mean, Massey's named a few names, but he says I don't have all the.
What names has Massey named?
Oh, he's named the likes of Black, right? The guy that ran the big hedge fund.
That was already public.
No, but
that was already out there.
So
that was out there with Prince Andrew, right? That name.
Hi, Belle. Belle, we're talking, okay?
You stick around.